I'm Selna Kim, America's face of dating, and today we have quite the email to go through. And basically, what it's about is that this guy, he was dating this girl, he says, and what happens is that she's taken a little while to reply. And so I guess he was kind of worried to see if she was cheating on him or if she was loyal to him. And so he decided to make a fake Snapchat account and then DM her on that Snapchat account and asked her if she had a boyfriend. And she reluctantly replied with, "No, I don't." And so we're going to see really what happens and what he does, because he makes a few errors here. And I want to be hard on the email here because, I'm going to push you to be successful, and this is something I commonly talk about in my videos, is that if you want fluff, if you want rainbows and sunshine and butterflies, then go fucking watch the news or something, or go somewhere else, because I'm not going to give that to you. What I'm going to give you is the cold, harsh fucking truth, because that's the only thing that's going to light a fucking fire under your ass, that's going to make you and push you to be successful. And so that's why I do that. A lot of people might get mad at me for that. They might get mad that I cuss. I don't give a shit, because you know what? The shit that I talk about in my book, in these videos, in my private course, one-on-one, it just fucking works. Every single person I've ever worked with, they get outstanding results, better than any other influencer program you could ever fucking dream of or think of. And there's a reason for that. It's because I give you the truth. I don't fluff. I'm not going to bullshit you. I'm going to tell you how it is. And a lot of people, they fucking love me and they respect me just for that. And so let's jump right into his message here. He says, "Thanks for the advice, King. And honestly, because of you, I'm so confident. Like, thanks for making these videos. Love you, bro." And he says, "But I need your help. So I am dating this girl, and she takes so much to reply, like 1 hour. Or when she texts me, when I text back after 10 minutes or 5 minutes, but then she takes like 20 to 30 minutes sometimes, and even hours to respond. What should I do? Or should I break up with her?" Here's the thing, bro. Like, it's like you're revolving your entire life around this girl. Why are you replying to her in 5 to 10 minutes? There's some people that are in my DMs right now, some friends of mine even, that are asking me to do business with them, and I don't get back to them for weeks, right? For fucking weeks. And if they come back into my DM, they're just like, "Bro, where are you at? Like, why are you taking so long?" I don't reply to them at all, because it shows they're needy, they're impatient. And I understand that it's their business, it's their baby, they gotta get shit done. But if it's very, very fucking important to me, I make sure I get it done. But if it's like kind of like, like I'm probably not gonna do it, I'll put it off on the back burner. And then they get impatient and they're like, "Where are you at?" And I just ghost them, right? And that's exactly what you see happen here, is that when you try to rush or force somebody who's high value to reply to you, then that positions yourself as if you're lower value than them, as if you're trying to force them to talk to you, to be in a relationship with you. And what that does is it causes high value people to ghost you. People will act in ways as how they perceive themselves to be. And so if you perceive yourself to be a low value, unconfident, insecure person, then that comes out in the way that you talk, walk, and act. And what that does is that it pushes away the high value people right out of your life, and it attracts people who are also needy and insecure into your life. And therefore you're in this constant cycle of misery because you can't seem to get out of attracting people that are bad for you into your life. It's very, very fucking fascinating, but it's sad at the same time. And a lot of people are going to go into their 60s and 70s and 80s and live their life like that for the rest of their life. It's so fucking sad to me how a lot of people choose to live their life. But it's like, she's taking an hour to reply to you. That's not a big deal at all, dude. You need to let women come to you. You can what? It's so much better when you let things come to you and you attract things into your life. It's so much better when she texts you because she wants to talk to you, over you just forcing her to talk to you. And I guarantee everyone watching here can agree with that, and you can probably agree with that as well. You definitely can. It's so much better when you earn it, when you feel like you really worked hard for it and you earned it, and you did everything right that I talk about in my book or in my program that really caused her to be attracted, and then she texts you out of nowhere and just like, "Hey, what are you up to?" It's the best fucking feeling in the world when you win something like that. Something so small but it's so big at the same time, because it barely happens. And to the majority of the world, they will never fucking feel that. Isn't that crazy? They will never feel what it's like to want this babe, this smoke show, and also to have her want him back the same amount. The majority of the world will never fucking feel that. That is such a sad feeling to me. And why? It's because they don't want to read a book. They don't want to get in my program. They don't want to watch these videos. They're lazy as fuck. And so at least you're here growing. At least you're learning now. So you don't do this stuff in the future. But taking 1 hour to reply, no, you shouldn't dump her for that. And you shouldn't revolve your whole fucking world around her either. Like you're saying how you're replying to her in 5 to 10 minutes. Don't do that shit. High value men, like I said, I don't even get back to people all day long usually. I don't even get back to them for a couple days. I got Snapchats and DMs and everything that are like 4 weeks old. I'm busy as fuck, okay? And if you come into my DMs extra as fuck, asking me, when's this gonna happen? When are you gonna reply to me? Blah, blah, blah. I get people in my DM like that every fucking day. Some kids that are in my DMs asking me questions just like, like respond to my question, right? I'll give you a good donation. I'm like, give me a fucking break. Every person that said they're gonna give me a good donation or give me some money to reply to them, they never fucking do anyway. So it's like, I do what the fuck I want to do. But no, you asked, should I break up with her? Absolutely fucking not. And then he says, this is where it gets fucking interesting. He says, and I went on my alternate account on Snapchat and texted her as I am someone else. And when I asked her if I have a boyfriend, she said she doesn't, and I even have proof. And then he sends an update saying that he broke up with her. But like, here's the thing is like, why'd you go on an alternate Snapchat to find out what she would say, to find out if she's loyal? Like, I understand, like, you want to know that you're dating a loyal person, but that just shows that you're insecure, that you're kind of unconfident with yourself, that you need extra reassurance, and that's not something that a man would do. A man would be like, you know what, like, if she cheats on me, if she leaves me, that's on her, Like, at the end of the day, you can't control it if someone's going to cheat on you, right? You can't force it not to happen. All you can really do in that position is be the very best person that you could possibly be. And if she still cheats on you, you got to walk away from that. That's really all you got to do. But he sent some screenshots in of what he really said to her on this fake account, I guess. And so he was talking to her, and he called her babe, and she sent like one of those like faces where it's like, like she's like, babe. And she said, but my voice is not beautiful, I promise. And he says, did I ask? Come on, baby girl. And then she says, mm-hmm. And then he says, I'm so fucking done. And she says, what? Why? And he says, it took you 10 hours just to say, mm-hmm. And she says, and? and he says, what the fuck do you mean by and? Imagine waiting for someone to reply for 10 hours and then they say, mm-hmm. And then she says, I don't know. What do you want me to say? And he says, say whatever you want to say. Write a sentence, sorry, not a word. Just like it makes me so mad. I don't know why. She says, well, I'm sorry, I guess. He says, listen, I am bad at explaining things, but all I have to say is, if I want to waste my time, I will waste it with someone that I will have me on their mind. Not all the way back, because it makes me feel like I am nothing. That's why you are one of those rare people that I talk to, but I don't know if I can do this anymore. You take so much to reply. She says, well, do whatever you want and be happy. I really don't know what you want me to say to you. And he says, and like, here's the thing, bro. Like, you're forcing this girl to reply to you, right? You're just like, you're getting angry with her. And it's like, any man that understands women will never argue with them, because you're logically, look at what you're doing right here. You were logically trying to convince her to talk to you. You're like, this is why you should talk to me. It's because you're special to me and blah, blah. It's all about you. It's all about fucking you. In these text messages, like, you're not doing this for me. You're not doing that to me. You're not replying to me the way I like it. And it's like, what do you want her to do? Fake it? Like, it's like, bro, come on, man. Like, you were replying to her so logically right here. Like, listen to the sentence. If I want to waste my time, I will waste it with someone that will have me on their mind, not all the way back, because it makes me feel like I am nothing. That's why you're one of those rare people that I talk to. You're trying to logically convince her to talk to you more. That will never fucking work, because all she sees right here is he's needy, he's clingy, he's way too much for me to handle. I don't even want to fucking deal with this extra motherfucker right now. That's how she's communicating to you. She's like, well, do whatever you want and be happy. Like, that's not the words of some girl who's in love with you. Indifference. She's literally indifferent. She's like, I don't really give a fuck how you feel, actually. I don't really give a fuck if you're mad, actually, so whatever, right? You got to arouse the other person to get what you want. Literally, I was talking to one of my friends the other day, and he made a little bit of an error because he asked a girl verbally. He's like, "Do you want to be friends with benefits?" Basically, he sent like a whole paragraph of it, but he's like, "Do you want to be friends with benefits?" And she sent him back like a good paragraph, like, "Oh yeah, totally." But then he found it hard to get her out in person and get with her. And there's a reason for that. It's because you don't logically tell somebody that you want to be friends with benefits with them. You don't logically convince a girl to talk to you more. You have to arouse them. You have to arouse their emotions to get what you want. I literally talk about this in my AMP installment, how to get out of the friend zone. So many people that are in the friend zone, they try to get out of the friend zone by being logical. Like, you should date me because of this, because I'm a good guy, because I'll treat you good, because I'll get you flowers. Fucking no way! No, don't do that shit. You have to arouse the other person to get what you want. You have to arouse the fuck out of their emotions and make love to their fucking soul with your words. You know, by the way you look at them, by the way you flirt with them, by you push pull them. You're just like, yeah, like you could never handle me. Like, you're too much of an innocent girl. Sorry, you know. It's just like, oh my god, like this guy's fucking flirting with me. Like, it's kind of hot. It's kind of making my pussy a little wet. Not by being logical. This is making her pussy drier than fuck, drier than the Sahara Desert. And then he says, by the way, I know that you say that we are dating as a joke, and don't act like you don't know what I'm talking about. And then he goes on to basically tell her that he went on his other Snapchat, and then he asked her, where is it here? Oh, it's right here. He asked her, by the way, do you have a boyfriend? And she goes, no, I didn't. No, I don't. Do you have a girlfriend? And then on his fake account, he goes, no. And then he takes a screenshot of those and he sends it to her on his real account, I guess. And then they get in a whole fight about that, about how, you know, I don't really want to go into it. It's a lot to read, actually. But basically, he just got mad at her because he sent those screenshots to her, and then he was like, see, this is why I'm done. If you're going to be in a relationship, you will probably have to be the other on your mind 24/7 like I did, but then after I tested you, I just stopped. And then she said, okay then. And then he says, K, I guess. Bye. And, you know, and then he sends me messages like, how did I do? Honestly, bro, not very fucking well, because, you know what, it's obvious that you care about this girl, but it's kind of showing me that you're a little bit insecure, that you don't really know how to handle this situation. And it's like, what you should have done, if you really, really wanted this girl to be yours, you should not have been talking that logical. You should not. People who understand women, they will not argue with her. Excuse me. They will not argue. People who understand women do not argue with them. Right? It's because arguing is logical. Think about like debating between, you know, like the presidential debates. That's logical arguing right there. That's debating. That's all about logic. But when you want to make a woman yours, arguing with her about why you should talk to her and like how she's cheating on you and blah blah blah, that is pure logic. That is not emotion right there. Right? Arguing is literally logical. You want to arouse them, like I said, to get what you want. And so when you're texting her, if you want her to reply to you more, then you should have been talking about the triggers that I talk about in my book to attract her, right? You should have been flirting with her. I saw 0% of flirting in there. Nothing. Caca that I talk about in my videos, in my book, in my program. It's like I saw none of that in there. I saw just drama. So it's like, why? The people listening to this video are probably like, oh my gosh, like I wouldn't want to date this guy either, because it's just pure fucking drama. And it's like, dude, like I'm hard on you because I want you to be successful. You know, it's very, very critical and important that you are successful to me. And so it's like, the next time that this girl comes in contact with you, or if you ever do, or if you want to make it right with her, I'd reach out to her and just be like, hey, look, you know, I wasn't in the right mental space. I wanted to apologize to you and just reach out to you and just say, hey, look, I'm sorry that I talked to you like that. I treated you like that. I've had a lot of shit going on in my life, and I'd love to make it up to you, honestly, and just show you how much you mean to me, actually. And either she's going to say yes or no. If she says no, then say, okay, you know what? I totally understand. If you change your mind, you know where to get to me at. And then she'll come back into contact with you if she really fucking cares about you. But if she says yes, then take her out and really show her a good time. But at the end of the day, dude, like, you have to practice the things that I talk about in my videos. If you want to be successful with women, you have to practice injecting those attraction triggers that I talk about in my book and in my program. And dude, I highly recommend, because you struggle with being way too logical with women. You struggle with not understanding what they feel, but you're so focused on what she's saying and you're arguing that like it's a debate, and you can't be doing that. And so it's like, if you really want to learn how to be the most attractive version of yourself that really will basically understand the female language of flirting, then you really need to jump not only into my book, but into my AMP installment, man, where I literally, and you can even work with me one-on-one depending on which one you get into. But you are going to learn a lot of my advanced tips and secrets behind becoming the most attractive version of yourself that is going to bring in and naturally attract those gorgeous women that you desire. And it's going to attract someone way better than this girl that you're DMing right now and on Snapchat and talking to. It's going to bring in someone 10 times fucking better, man, as long as you just apply the things that I teach. And it's like, I used to be just like you, bro. I used to be completely logical. I'd get mad at girls. I didn't understand them. And what's behind fear? Or what's behind anger? It's fear. Fear is always behind anger, right? Look at Anakin Skywalker, bro. He was constantly angry. And then why? Because he was fearing that he was going to lose Padme, his wife, in Star Wars 3. It's like anger, fear is always behind anger. So it's like when you're getting angry at this girl, it's because you're secretly fearing that she's probably going to leave you, or you don't have the skills to make her attracted to you. And so it's like, if that's your fear, bro, then jump into my program and change that shit right now, man. It's critical that you get in there. And so, on that note, I'm Selna Kim, America's face of dating, and I will see you next time.